In today's video, I'll show you how to set up Forthic so it can talk to your Jira instance. The first step is to check out the Forthic repository. This is an open source project from LinkedIn. The next step is to run one of the examples, in particular the Jira example. By running the Jira example without credentials, we'll force the credential update flow to happen. And in order to finish that flow, we'll have to get a Jira API token. So I'll show you how to do that. And once we have that, you'll be able to make a query against Jira and render data through Forthic. And so that will be the example. And the last step is to show you how to start over. So if you messed up the host or your credential and you don't know how to get back to the beginning, I'll show you where the credentials are stored, how to clear them, and at that point you can try it again. All right, let's check out the Forthic repo. So go to github.com/LinkedIn/Forthic. Easiest way to get the code is to click on this green code button and select the HTTPS option. So we'll copy that and head over to a terminal. Let's git clone that. So yeah, so that's kind of it. And if you, so we can go in here and let's open up Visual Studio Code, and we can see the structure here. The main thing that I'll point you to is the server apps coding Forthic. So these I'm going to, as we add more videos, I'll put more stuff into here, and we're going to run the Jira example. If you look at the README file here, and it's actually easier to read on the GitHub site, but this is the same information. If you're on Mac or Linux, just type make, and what that will do is it'll install all of the prerequisites for Forthic and then start up local web server that we'll use to run the applications. If you're on Windows, there are two PowerShell scripts you can run. The first one will install all of the prerequisites, and the second one is what you can use to run the server. And so once you have things installed on Windows, you can just run the server like that, and on Mac or Linux, just type make. So let's give that a try. Okay, so when you see this debugger pin thing, it's running, and where you'll go is this URL. The important part is the port 8000, and I just run it as localhost. And you should see something like this. And every application, every sample app that you see here corresponds to a directory in the Forthic repo. And again, if you look in server apps, you'll encoding Forthic, you can see the different examples here, and those should correspond to what you see over here. So what we'll do is we'll just run this Jira example, and we won't have any credentials. So what's going to happen is it's going to try to look up the Jira credentials, and it's going to fail, and we should see an update password form. So let's just give that a try. So the next step is to figure out how to get a Jira API token. So the first thing is to enter the host of your instance, and this is this is what you set up when you set up your Jira account. Mine is forthix.atlassian.net, so I'm going to add that into the host here. And then the next thing is to just go to that site and click on your profile here, then manage account, security, and there's a section here, API token, and you'll want to click on create and manage API tokens. So click on there, create a new API token. So let's I'll call this coding Forthic. And we can copy that, and we can put it into our form here. And then for your username, just enter the email address that you use when you sign into your Atlassian server. And at that point, just click Update. And what this will do is it will write your credentials to a file, and I'll show you that in a second. It will encrypt your credentials before that, and then run the example. It did a Jira query and pulled some tickets and is rendering them in this list here. And let's go to Jira Example. And you can see this is the app that we're running, and the JQL that it's executing is this. So if you want, you can go ahead and tweak this and change it however you like. I'll just say the tickets that have been updated within the past day. And if we go back to that and reload, we should get fewer tickets. Yep, just the one. Yeah, actually, what I'm doing right now is recording this Get Jira API Token section. Okay, so the last thing I'll show you is how to start over. If you've gotten to this point, then you are pretty much good to go, and you can do all kinds of things with Jira and Forthic. However, if you see something like this, where in particular, anytime you see anonymous users, then you have to think, well, I might have messed up my credentials. The way to check that is if you go to Visual Studio Code, look in the server directory. There's going to be this .key and .secrets file, and the secrets that you have for your credentials are encrypted using that key, so don't show that key to anybody. You can see here that the host is specified under this field and the username, and there is a typo in my username, so if I just correct that and save the secrets file and come back to where my server is running, you'll hit Control-C, stop the server, and then make to run it again. And once it's started, if we come back to this page and reload, you'll see now it's running again. So that's kind of like where to look if you suspect that there's a problem with your credentials. Another thing you can do is, let's go to the README again on GitHub. You can also delete all of your secrets, all at once by running these make targets. And so on Mac and Linux, you would do make delete secrets, and on Windows, you do make delete secrets.ps1. And once you run that, it essentially just deletes your key and secrets file, and then you can start over. So let's take a look at that. So if I come back to my terminal, and let's see, what was it again? It was make delete secrets. Okay, and if I make, okay, and let's reload this page again, and you see now we're back to the update Jira password flow. That one's kind of a big hammer because it's not just deleting your Jira credentials, but it's deleting all of your credentials. And so if you just want to go in and kind of surgically delete like your Jira credentials or your Google OAuth credentials, that's probably the better way to go. But if you really literally just want to start from scratch, this is kind of this is one thing you can do.